Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, the host of the N.A.R.C.N Network and channel, and also the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 163 on the N.A.R.C.N Network, and the title of episode 163 is The Narcissist, Negativity Personified. So what we're going to be talking about here in episode 163 is simply one of the most prevalent states of being of the narcissist, and that is their state of being in negative energy almost all the time. Narcissists exist in a negative state of energy. They're in a chaotic state of being. They're constantly in an anxiety state of being. They're constantly in a state of defying the truth of their situation. Just everything that they do and everything about them is a state of negativity. Now, when we first meet a narcissist, or if we're not aware that the person we're dealing with is a narcissist, you're not going to see this negative state at all. It's going to appear on the outside because, of course, narcissists are presenting and painting a picture of a perfect life. This is what they want everybody who doesn't truly see what they are to actually see. They don't want you to see that their life is in upheaval, that they live in chaos, that they have a negative mindset, that they are dealing and putting out negative energy to people around them, that they are treating people negatively around them. They don't want you to see any of this. So the fantasy perfection state that they portray to you, you never see at the beginning. It's possible that if you are friends with a narcissist, you may become aware of this state with a narcissist if you are friends with them. Let's say in the instance where you're not in a romantic relationship with them, you just have a friendship. And perhaps you see or get to see their negative state of being over a period of years. This can commonly come in the form of them having, or you perceiving that their lives are just chaos constantly. They're constantly in turmoil. Stuff is going on with their lives. They're fighting with people. They're fighting with their spouse. They're fighting with, parental individuals around them. They have negative speak with their friends. They have negative speak with their spouse or about their spouse. Just a bunch of stuff, and over time you may see some of these negative elements and then suspect that you might be dealing with a narcissist because of these things that are going on. That is not to say that that narcissist isn't dealing with negativity in their life. They very well indeed could be, but often when the narcissist is dealing with a massive amounts of this negativity going on, it's because they are indeed causing that negativity with the imbalance that they cause in people's lives. They could be causing their spouse imbalance. They could be causing their children imbalance. They could be causing their friends imbalance, and yet they're saying that everybody else is the problem. Narcissists, by their nature, like to make it look like everybody else is the problem. But indeed, everybody else is not the problem. It's actually them. It's their state of mind. It's their state of being. It's the factor that they are narcissists that is causing everybody else turmoil, yet they are blaming everybody else. You will never see this until you become aware of it. I have had some instances in my life over the past couple of years here studying narcissism again and becoming aware of narcissism and becoming aware of all the other psychological behavioral disorders that people can suffer from. I'm starting to see a lot more of the individuals around me who may be indeed the causes to their problems in this way. Some of these people which I deal with actively on a day-to-day basis, other individuals or people off of my N.A.R.C.N network that I become aware of because of their stories, or because they themselves have presented to me as being a narcissistic abuse victim, but they indeed themselves have actually turned out to be narcissists themselves, but not been aware that they're narcissists. This has gone on my network a number of times up till this point. So because I don't only study narcissism, but I also study social behavior disorders and personality disorders in more particular, I'm seeing a lot more of this and understanding a lot more of how this works with individuals that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So when it comes to the narcissist, we see their negativity sometimes when we become aware, but we do not become aware of it until you either become enlightened about narcissism, you study about narcissism and start to understand it, or you study personality disorders and start to understand those, and you become more aware of how these things are all conjoined together and how they all overlap and how they all work with each other in the confines of personality disorders, which NPD disorder, of course, is one. It's at the top of the list of personality disorders. So you become aware of this negativity at this point, but basically narcissists go around, and if you've ever dealt with a narcissist, and you guys are out there and who are aware of this, you'll know this, but if you're not sure about this, they present just constant negativity. Their lives are chaos. They talk negatively about people. They talk negatively about friends, co-workers, bosses, people that they're dealing with, spouses, people that they're involved with romantically. This is what narcissists do. They just have a tendency to crap talk people behind their backs, and then when they're talking to you, they're talking all nice to you, but when they go and talk to other people again, they can be crap talking you again. I have many instances of individuals from my N.A.R.C.N network talking to me about these things that they have to deal with on a daily basis, and how bad it actually is to really deal with a narcissist and how negative they can actually be. There is just no positivity in the narcissist's life at all, because the way the narcissist's mind works is it is in a state of constant negative flux. The energy state of the narcissist is just a negative state. It's not a positive state. You cannot have a mind in a positive state if you are constantly being deceptive, if you are constantly lying to people, if you're constantly trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, if you're constantly dealing with people and telling them one thing that is a complete lie, and yet carrying on in a way that is counterproductive or dangerous or just plain malevolent or evil to another individual. This does not present positive energy. You won't have positive energy if you're doing this. Positive people don't go around lying to people about serious big things in their lives. They don't go around pulling the wool over people's eyes or being deceptive with people. Positive people don't do this. They just don't do this. And this is why the narcissist is really the example of negativity personified. Everything that revolves around the narcissist and is internal with the narcissist functionality is of a completely negative nature. And it's sad, because for narcissists, like we've talked about on my network before, almost no narcissists reform from this. Less than 1% of narcissistic individuals are able to reform themselves or get control of their lives so that they are no longer presenting that narcissistic negativity to people around them, or treating people around them like crap. And they just don't get away from this because they believe that there's a large majority of narcissistic individuals don't even know they're narcissists. They don't believe that there's anything wrong with them. They believe that it's everybody else's fault around them as to what's going on with them, because they don't see that they're narcissists, or they don't admit that they are, or they don't want to see or admit that they are. And they just continue their behavior, and they wonder why their lives degrade into a shit cesspool. Well, their lives degrade into a shit cesspool because they're making this go this way. Narcissists have shitty lives where they can't deal with people, and other people can't trust them because they present these things to people, and this is the way that they are. So, again, this is a negative state. The negative narcissists live in a constant negative state of being that they essentially need to try to escape from, but can't. They don't want to escape from this. They are not able to escape from this. They're not able to change their ways. We're not able to change their ways. Only the narcissists can change themselves if they choose to do so. If they even feel that that's beneficial for them to do so, or beneficial for the people around them to do so. it's just a horrible, horrible way to be on a day-to-day life, and I don't see why anybody would want to be that way or exist in that type of energy. I myself don't try to exist with negative energy. I always try to talk, if I can, as kindly as I can about people. I'm pretty sure that the narcissists I've dealt with in my life at some particular time have probably talked negatively about me to the people who are around them at some particular instance. Of course, I'm not saying that I've never had dialogue about an individual with any of my narcissists that may not be of a critiquing manner in some instance, but I do understand psychology very well. I've studied criminal psychology, I've studied standard psychology, now I'm studying stuff to do with personality disorders and all that stuff like I mentioned earlier. I have a really good understanding of human nature at this point in my life, and I think I'm able to use that information very effectively in my life on a day-to-day basis. But I am not a person who goes out there and talks negatively of anyone around me. And people who know me very well and have known me for a great many years know that I don't do that with people. I've had individuals in my life that I haven't been able to necessarily deal with in a way if I've been dealing with them in business or something of this nature. But I do not go around shit-talking those people and saying that these are horrible people or whatever because of something that's gone on with them. The vast majority of people I've dealt with, I always find something beneficial and positive about. And I try to have a positive dialogue about those people that I deal with in some capacity, whatever that is. And that can be completely apart from whether or not I recognize these people may have individually socio-functional issues in their life, or they may have some problems to do with some psychological things that they need to may need to get mastery of in their lives or anything of that nature. But I don't go around talking about people negatively, at least I never really have in this way. This is not to say that I can't see negativity out of these individuals that I may be dealing with. I may be able to see this, but I'm not one to go disparaging another person for that reason. It's not in my nature to necessarily do that. Although, of course, on the N.A.R.C.N network, I do have the occasion here to have to tell you how bad narcissists can be, or how bad people who have some type of individual personality disorders may act. But I present this in a very factual, scientific nature, and this is what I try to do on the N.A.R.C.N network every time I do a video. There's nothing personal necessarily in there. Even for my own personal experiences that I've had with my narcissists in my life, I don't have any negativity or negative energy towards any of my narcissists currently after having learned about them and learning how difficult their lives might be. If anything, I have empathy for them and sympathy for them, and I will openly state that if I have a narcissist in my life that wants to reach out to me and be very frank and straightforward with me, I will try to help them in any way that I can, anytime. So anyway, this was just the content I wanted to present here in episode 163 about the negativity that narcissists live in, and a little bit about that. It was just a topic I wanted to speak to you guys quickly about here on the N.A.R.C.N network. So I'm just going to say to you guys, hope you guys have a great day. Stay tuned for some upcoming content and other videos, and I'll catch you guys real soon with some other video content.